The word amma is actually amma. However, just as in general usage the sound of certain words is suppressed, in a similar manner the sound of alif has been suppressed, and the word is always written thus. The word tasa'ul means to mutually ask one another about something. An inquiry is at times meant to find out and research a matter, and at times it is merely meant to make fun and indulge in frivolous talk. Here this inquiry is meant to make fun. It is mentioned in the Qur'an at various places that when the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ recited out surahs to the Quraysh, which warned them of the hereafter, these surahs would quickly spread and become often discussed because of their intense tone, majestic and awe-inspiring style, and incontestable arguments. In order to protect their masses from this penetrating influence, the Quraysh employed various foolish measures. Amongst these measures was one in which they would make fun of the Book of God so that they could give this impression to their people that it does not merit serious attention and is merely a baseless thing blown out of proportion, and that there is no need to get influenced by it. Some of them would ask how people can be recreated when their bones decay. Some others would sarcastically inquire if their ancestors would be raised to life again when they have become part of the earth and not even a trace of their graves remains. Some would vehemently express the impossibility of such an event. They would make fun of hell and its fire by commenting on the kind of fire it would be, as it would have water and trees in it. And another person would respond by saying that all this is so foolish. When the Quran informed them that 19 angels guard hell, they started mocking this information. One of them said that he alone would be enough to combat a certain number of these guards, and another boasted that he would take care of the rest, and as such there was nothing to worry about. In short, whatever information about the Day of Judgment they were given, instead of seeking a lesson from it, they would try to make fun of it, so that their masses were not influenced by it. It is such comments and remarks expressed by them which are termed as tasa'ul by the Quran. It has then angrily inquired, what is it that they are gossiping about? The tone of the surah can be gauged from this question with which it begins. This style informs us that the disbelievers will be told that what they are making fun of is not something to mock and make fun of. If they only think it is something which should worry them to death and lament what they have been doing. عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون. Is it something concerning the great news about which each person has a different view? The word Naba refers to some important incident or news. Although no word of interrogation is mentioned in words before this verse, yet it is understood to be present before it. A very clear example of such an ellipsis can be seen in Surah Al-Nashrah, where it is said, Alam nashrah laka sadrak wa wada'na anka wizrak. Or, have we not opened your heart and relieved you of the burden which weighed down heavily on your back? Surah number 93, verses 1 and 2. It is evident that no interrogative particle is mentioned in the second verse, and the verse is in the form of a statement. Yet this interrogation is understood to be present. There are many examples of this style in the Quran. In this surah also, succeeding verses depict this style. Most of our exegetes are unaware of this style, and for this reason they translate such interrogative sentences as statements of fact. As a result, the real stress of the discourse is lost upon the readers, because there is a great difference between a simple statement and an interrogative statement. The meaning conveyed by the verses under discussion is, are these people daring to recklessly make fun of the great news which has been given to them about the arrival of the Day of Judgment, in which reward and punishment is going to take place? Such is the gravity of this news that it should have made them lose their sleep and appetite. However, they are so unfortunate a people that instead of fearing such a day, they are mocking it and making fun of it. The word ikhtilaf in الَّذِي هُمْ فِيهِ مُخْتَلِفُونَ simultaneously expresses two meanings. Firstly, difference in opinion, and secondly, contradiction in opinion. And a little deliberation shows that both these meanings are inseparable. Difference in opinion springs from contradiction in opinion. I have tried to explain at a number of places in this tafsir that great contradiction was found in the views of the idolaters of Arabia about the Day of Judgment. A group among them would blatantly deny it, and another, which was in majority, instead of outright denial, would raise objections about it. The people of this second group would express the opinion that in the first place it was highly improbable that the Day of Judgment would come, and if ever it would, there should be no cause of worry, as they would be returning to their deities who would save them from God's grasp. They further contended that even if they would have to face God, it was incomprehensible how He would be able to take account of all the words and deeds of so many people. They also thought that since in this world they had been blessed with affluence, which showed that the Almighty was pleased with them, there was no reason that they would not be blessed by Him with such honor and success in the hereafter as well. Besides these erroneous beliefs, they also professed certain correct ones which would actually negate their erroneous beliefs, but it was against their wishes to believe in the hereafter and the reward and punishment of that day. For this very reason, they were not ready to assess their contradictory beliefs and thoughts and remove these contradictions in spite of repeated reminders from the Qur'an. In this regard, it is in fact an obvious requirement of sense and reason that if a person is intellectually disturbed in a matter which relates to eternal success or loss, he should carefully listen to those who are pointing out the contradiction in his views so that he may protect himself from destruction. Such an attitude is his own need and not of the people who are reminding him. The Quran has actually called their attention to the fact that their contradictory views and mental confusions about the great incident it is informing them of does not augur well of their fate. This is a case of eternal loss or good fortune. It is a great favor of the Quran that it has shown them the way out from their contradictions and differences of opinion. They should have valued and treasured this blessing. It is, however, their misfortune that they have made it a matter of entertaining themselves. Kalla saya'lamun, thumma kalla saya'lamun. Certainly not, they shall soon come to know. Again, certainly not, they shall soon come to know. This is a very powerful warning to them that the sweet dreams that they are seeing will never come true. The fate that the Quran is warning them of will soon manifest itself. Here the sentence has not been repeated merely to emphasize the claim. This repetition actually is a statement of fact. As I have pointed out at various places in this tafsir, the messengers of God have simultaneously warned their people of two punishments. Firstly, of the punishment which, as per the established practice of God, has been faced by all those who have denied their respective messenger. And secondly, of the punishment they will face in the hereafter. This warning sentence has been repeated, keeping in view both these punishments.